Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this course Certification in Quantity Surveying, and we are dealing with the quantity calculation with the help of centerline method. Up to now we have learned what exactly is centerline, how to calculate the quantities with the help of formula for the earthwork in excavation, for the PCC, then for the brickwork up to plinth level, and now we are going to deal with the brickwork masonry above plinth level. Now the only thing that is difference between long wall and short wall and this method is long wall short wall is quite tedious one with a lots of labor work you need to do. Over here it is quite simple. You just need to be cautious while calculating the total center line in the junctions itself. Once you have calculated them, then your journey becomes very easy with the help of center line method. I do personally like this method because it is much easier and less tedious work is done over here. So let us start with the calculations. Now, as we do remember the formula, total net centerline length is equal to total centerline length minus half of the width into number of junctions. Width is the width of the quantity that we are dealing with. So for now, brick mason is above the plinth level. So we have the total length is equal to 62.4, that is total centerline length minus half of width that we are dealing is a 0.2 over here. That's a 0.2, and number of junctions we have is a 8. Total length out comes out to be 61.6 meter that we are using it here. The width is 0.2 and total height that we are going to deal with for the masonry work above plinth level is this 0.9 plus 1.4 plus 0.7, that total comes out to be 3 meter. So this is the 3 meter of total height we have with us. Now what are the various deductions that we are expected to follow? Whatever the doors and windows and gaps are there and ventilator is there, for that we need to take out the do the deductions as there will be no brickwork. So for that we will first of all write down all the types of opening that we have, then the number of quantities of those openings that we have in our plan. Okay, now the most important part comes out to be the quantity calculation is to be done with the help of IS codes, and what the IS codes suggest that you need to follow, because that is the basis with which the client is going to pay you the money. And the IS code says that if the quantity of the any deduction is less than 0.1 meter square, then you are not expected to deduct it. Okay, this is the IS code where which tells you, IS 1200 tells you that if the quantity of the any brickwork is less than 0.1 meter square, you are not expected to deduct it. If it is more than that, you have to deduct that. So in our case, there is a no quantity which is been near to 0.1 meter square. So that is why we are going to deduct every quantity which has been coming with the for this door openings. For more, I have already discussed into this about this long wall short wall method. I'm just focusing on this clause because this is the important one. So for the lintels, we are going to deduce the same quantity as the lintel is going to occupy the space above the walls and windows and doors and gaps also, and the ventilators. So for that, whatever the quantity that we are going to reduce will be calculated with the help of uh, the meter cube itself. So how we are going to do that? For this one, the lintels always have their offsets, and the offsets are on a both side. If this is a door, above this one I am going to put the lintel, and this lintel is going to be taking the all the load that is going to come on this one. Okay, so how am I going to calculate the length for the lintel? I have the doors length is first of all 1.1 meter plus 0.15 offset on either side I am going to provide, so that ultimately goes to 1.4 meter, and that is how it is put on here. Because if I'm not going to give the offsets, whatever the load will come will be directly on this, that lintel will look like this. Okay, and what is the use of that lintel if this is load is going to come on a door frame itself? So I'm going to put the offset to this one, so that the whatever the load is coming, the lintel will carry through the offset to the ground. This is the quantity has been calculated. Then I have to minus these two deductions from the first quantity that we have calculated without considering those deductions. Then with consideration of this direction, I get the quantity of 29.004 meter cube as the brickwork above the masonry, brickwork above the plinth level. And the last quantity that we are expected to calculate is about the internal plaster, and there is no change in the internal plaster as respect to the long wall short wall method and the center line method, because there is no usage of these both of these method, because these quantities not at all include any center line, any length which is calculated with the help of long wall short wall or center line, because they purely depend upon the end to end lengths which are given already in a plan. So I'll just repeat and go through it very fastly. The first one, we have the hall whose sizes are 5 by 8 meter hall is given, and there are two walls of 5 meter and then two walls of 8 meter we have. So we are going to multiply both of them by 2, and whatever the quantity is going to come, that we are going to have, and the plastering will be done to the total height of the brickwork. So the height of the brickwork and plaster will be same, that is a 3 meter throughout. Bedroom size is 4 by 4 itself. Then kitchen is of 4 by 5.2. WC bath is a 3 by 2.4, and the passage is 0.8 by 2.4. All the dimensions that we have calculated in long wall short wall will be totally repeated as it is into this wall, this method also. And for the plastering in the ceilings, we need to just occupy the overall surface area. If we are looking from the top, what is the surface area that room is going to have, that we are going to use, that is a 5 by 8 for the hall, then 4 by 4 for the bedroom, kitchen for 4 by 5.2, and multiplication of this will give us the total addition, that is this much of plastering I need to do. Now the deductions. As I told you earlier, we'll consider the IS code suggestions. The IS code suggests that if the area of any plastering is less than 0.5 meter square, there will be no deduction to be made. If the area is less than 0.5 meter square, no deduction to be made. If the area is about 0.5 meter square to 3 meter square, then half of the deduction has to be made. So based on that, as same as the long wall short wall I have explained, we'll go for calculation of the number of door openings that are inside the house, number of window openings inside the house, number of ventilator opening inside the house, because we are dealing with the internal plaster only today. That is why we'll be considering about the internal things only. So whatever the openings are there which are having the opening inside the house, that will be considered only, and half of their quantity will be taken and the other quantity will be skipped. So for door 1, let us see how many openings are there. For door 1, quantity is 1, 2 and 3 door 1s are there. Okay, out of which this opening is inside, this doors, both the openings are inside the house, and this doors one opening is inside. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 openings are inside the house, out of which I am going to use only 2, because the area of the door is to be between 0.5 to 3 meter square. If the area is between these two, I am going to use the half of the openings only, means half deduction will be done. With the help of this, the same will be done, and the for the ventilator, the area comes out to be of this one to be 0.36 meter square, which is less than 0.5 meter square. So obviously there will be no deduction for the ventilator. Again, this value will be deducted from the previous calculated value, and we'll get a total value of our plastering work. Now finally the same sheet of same result has to be there, because there is no difference between long wall short wall and the center line method. So whatever you calculate with the help of long wall short wall has to be there with the help of center line method. So this is what the center line methods calculation, which are as same as the long wall short wall method, and the price of the house comes out to be 3,82,425 rupees, as same as the other method. So with this, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.